Hey guys, welcome to another past life reading. I haven't done a past life reading like this. I don't think ever. So this is really cool. This is not me under QHHT session or hypnosis. This is literally just a reading with oracle cards. Unfortunately, for some reason, I can't post the first half of this reading where we really got into getting to know Natalie and her fangirling over me. No, I asked her how, because she just messaged me and she's like, yeah, I was like literally like a number one fan, and I just felt like it was so nice to have someone that understands my thought process. And I reached out to you and asked if I could do a reading on you, and here we are. She's like, I'm so excited. So unfortunately, I don't know what is going on with the technology. It's not letting me post the first half. So it was a little bit of technical difficulties. Don't worry, guys. I am going to invest in maybe doing Riverside instead of doing this through screen recordings or through Zoom because it kept getting interrupted. We had a lot of technical difficulties. We were on this call for about 3 hours. So you guys are not going to sit through 3 hours. It stopped recording halfway through, so we had to redo it. So anyway, this is the best it's going to get. So as you're going to see in this first clip, the volume will be lower. So make sure you put headphones on and turn your volume up, because for some reason the volume is very low when I do screen recordings. And that was just us starting to pick out the cards. Somewhere between after the first card and she started doing the first card reading, it cut off. So I don't know exactly where it cut off. I didn't go and watch it while we were doing the reading, and I haven't gone back and watched it yet, but you're going to see that it's going to cut off, and then we're going to switch over to Zoom. That'll probably get louder. The audio is better on Zoom. And we did a quick recap of the reading, and then we went into another 3 cards. So I'm sorry that this is a little chaotic. I did not, I don't normally do this kind of stuff, and I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. I promise. You guys know I just usually film on my phone. And so, unfortunately, that got kind of messed up in the process, but that's okay. You guys are gonna hear exactly what you need to hear and watch what you need to watch. So, unfortunately, the audio is a little low on the first clip. It's about a 16-minute clip. So that one's a little low, but then after that it'll get better on the Zoom calls, and I hope you guys enjoy it. At the end, she will let you guys know where you can find her if you guys enjoy this. She does past life readings, she does love and relationship readings, she does energy readings. So anything that you guys want, make sure you guys find her on the site. I'll put her site down in the description, and she does mention it at the end of the video as well. So make sure you guys reach out and let her know that you watched my video, and enjoy.
Really, really pray that you cannot hear these planes.
Not really. Okay, so go ahead. We had a little technical difficulties. I don't know what happened.
As usual.
Yeah, right when the reading started. Okay, so go ahead. Sorry to have interrupted.
It was literally right when I called in the ancestors and angels, like dead ass.
Literally, okay. Literally.
And we were talking about this before. I'm like, I bet that there's going to be technical difficulties, but
it always happens.
What can you do? All right, I'll say it again. Hopefully this time it doesn't cut out. Okay. Guardians of the four corners, Mother in the earth, Father in the sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones, I call on you and welcome you here now. I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. So be it. Thank you. There's like, put my little selenite here. So this is a 7-card spread, and each card that comes out has like a question. So the first card is all about identities. So like, what energy did you have in a past life? And you might still carry this energy, you may not, but most of the time you do. So we're gonna go in that order. So since you're not actually here present with me, I'm actually going to shuffle the cards and you're going to tell me when to stop. So that's the way that I'm going to incorporate you in. Because normally I would like you to touch the cards and you to actually like either shuffle them or divide them and infuse your energy. But I'm sure we don't need to do that. So I'm going to start shuffling, and then you're going to tell me when to stop, and then I'll pick the first card.
Okay.
See me shuffling. energy did Alex have in a past life?
So do you just like, or do you shuffle like this, or do you just gonna keep doing that? When do you want me to like? How? Okay, I don't know how you shuffle, so I need to know how you
I
shuffle.
shuffle like this.
Okay, and then when I say stop, what card would you be pulling? Like,
I'm pulling the top card.
oh, okay, got it.
If it flies out though, I'm keeping it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very rare that it flies out. So if it does, then there's some deep meaning there. But most of the time, I shuffle and then the first card I pull right away. So you're telling me when to stop.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Just everybody shuffles differently, so I didn't know.
Yeah, it's very rare, but sometimes if I feel like it's the bottom card, I'll know. I'll feel it. Like that happened to me yesterday. I had a reading and I was like, I feel like it's the bottom card, and then it ended up being the bottom and the top card, and it made so much sense. And the person ended up crying and was like, "How? I can't believe that was so true." Even though I don't normally do it that way, but sometimes I push past the boundaries and I don't follow my own rules because I'll feel in the moment that it needs to be done another way.
Yeah.
It's really different for everybody. Anyway, I'm just gonna continue shuffling. When you'll feel it. When you feel like you need to say stop, then you tell me. Keep saying this traveler card.
Okay, stop.
Alright. I felt like that was good too. That was the one. Wow, okay. I saw this 3 times too. I saw that in the traveler card. So, which is funny because like time traveler.
Yeah, I literally saw like a clock, and that's why I was like, I'm gonna say stop on the next one. And then you said, I keep seeing this card, and I was like, yeah, stop.
Oh, wow.
That's so funny.
Well, you also got Protection Guardian.
Ooh,
so
that.
Your first card.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god, the peacock. When I was in makeup school, we had to do just like a design, like a avant-garde, and I literally did a peacock design. And last night I talked to my friend from makeup school, and I was so like literally it was just such a connection energetically that I slept so good. I just like knocked out, and then now this is the card that like comes out. Oh my god.
I tell you, this card deck specifically does not play.
Yeah.
Like it's a very bizarre deck of cards. They're so loud. Whereas my other decks, like, they're loud, nothing like this. Yeah, that's why I was most excited to give you this type of reading. I didn't want to give you just a general reading. I was like, nah, she needs...
Yeah, I love past life readings.
Yes, they're cool. Alright, so that's your first card. Since there's 7 cards, I'm going to do 3, like, all in one, so we don't have to, like, continuously, like, read that. Yeah, it'll just take forever. So we'll do one. One goes right here. Let's do number 2. So this is number 2 all about your traits. So what gifts did you have then that you still have now? So this is quite interesting. I'm gonna again shuffle, and then you're gonna tell me when you feel you need to stop. I just saw the Traveler again. Oh my gosh.
Definitely, I think I'm a time traveler for sure.
You are a time traveler
for sure.
I don't know if that's meant to be picked out, but it's. I hear you.
Yeah, I know. I'm traveling through time.
I know that she can travel, and I'm like,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So traits. What gifts does Alex have, or did Alex have in the past?
Okay,
that she
stop.
still has. Hermit, retreat, and charge.
Literally, I literally am in hermit mode. I'm like, I have to get out of hermit mode, but no, I just feel like I should be in hermit mode.
Wow, interesting. That's your trait, yeah.
That I still have. Yep, makes sense.
That you still have, yes. Going through life, because you're so different. How could you not? Your energy is so potent that I feel like it almost needs to stay alone for it to really flourish.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's not to say that can change. Like, that can always change, especially in the right community.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do card number 3, and then we're gonna stop and really get into in depth of these cards. Number 3 is challenge. So, what was your greatest challenge then, and maybe now? So I'm just gonna shuffle and tell me when to stop. Oh, this one feels harder to shuffle, even though I know these cards so well. Dense. There we go. Challenges. What was bravest challenge then, and maybe now.
Okay, stop.
Guardian angel, you are not alone.
That makes sense. Look at the feather. We were just talking about that. Oh my god.
I know.
Literally look at the design. Like it's I cannot because literally it's all geometry. It's exactly it's just so me. And Guardian Angel, I literally told my friend last night, the one that I was just telling you about, I said I literally feel like we're little earth angels.
That's so weird that you say that, because I haven't heard anyone say that, like, ever, but I always tell my best friend, I'm like, you're my earth angel. Like, people always think that angels have to be in the sky, and I'm like, you know that you have angels on earth here, too, right?
Oh my gosh. That's so crazy.
I'm interested to see how that's a challenge, like, and it's funny that it came after hermit mode, like, hermit, because it's like, you are not alone.
Yeah, I think that, well, I was going to tell you what I think the challenge is, but I don't know if you want to read
Okay,
it.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell me. Yeah. I feel like doing one more only because it, like, when you're doing a past any reading, but mainly the past life reading, it tells a story.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just said, the hermit was before that. It like all ties in together. So I actually want to pull number 4 as well, and then we'll do 5, 6, 7 later.
Okay.
So 4 is revelation. What karma needs undoing? So let's get into it. I'm gonna start shuffling now. Oh my god, one just flew out.
Okay.
That's so weird. Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. Dang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
That one spoke loudly.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. Makes a lot of sense.
Alright. Hey, shh. Come in here. This dog is really cute, but very annoying. Okay, let's go into... Wow, I'm like stunned by these cards. This is really interesting. I haven't received any of these cards in a past life reading yet.
Ooh.
At all. Nope.
I feel like every reading I do, people say, I've never had this in a reading before. And I'm like,
really?
And now I'm just so used to hearing it.
Your energy is potent. You're very different.
That's so crazy.
All right, let's read number 1, identity. What energy did you have in a past life? So this is all about protection, guardian, which, I mean, I see for you. 112. I'm going to read the meaning because this goes really in depth about the card. And then we're going to see, wow, this is a really powerful card because I actually underlined it, and I don't ever touch my books.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. There's like a message, and then there's about, and then there's an extended message that gets really like specific. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to show the card again if y'all forgot. So this is the identity that Alex got. What energy did you have in a past life? So the messages: dropped any shields of shame, resistance, and fear that are standing between you and your chances of enjoyment and fun. Know that you don't need to hide who you are or the gifts that you have. You were born to shine. So about this card, the protection guardian is a feminine version of Archangel Michael. She is fierce, protective, yet a loving warrior angel who carries an indestructible shield of power and protection, and will come to all who call on her. She will help you drop your fear-based shields and move into a loving, protective force field that will keep you safe, but will allow your gifts to shine out. Although she is here to guard you from lower energies, she is completely relaxed, serene, and confident because she trusts that love will always prevail. Now this is where it gets a bit more specific. Extended message. You may have encountered shame or embarrassment in your past, but that is not your present. Angels are drawing close to you at this time to help you move beyond any limiting thoughts, emotions, and patterns that may be making you feel unsafe. Know that angelic protection is swirling around you at this moment and will help you move forward in a more fearless way. Call on your guides for help in changing your frequency so you can feel safe and protected at this time. You are stronger than you think, and your angels and ancestor guides are here to help you realize this now. This is funny because that card's like right under the ancestor card. Do you want to say anything?
That literally sounds, like 100%. Like literally 100% all the stuff I've been going through because I'm like, I have to break all these generational curses and all this shit by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think I'm all alone and they're like, we're with you. You're not alone.
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, this just goes to show like everything that you're feeling is true. I feel like in a past life you weren't able to drop your shield though. Like, in a past life you might have been someone who was like a part of like the witch trials,
Yes, I
like
was.
burning. Yeah,
Yes.
I feel that because you spoke out, and
Mm-hmm.
but you helped a lot of people realize that, and you're still doing that. And it's like you're shielding people, but you're getting them out of their fear-based thinking,
Right.
but in a weird way because people are still fearful.
Mm.
So it makes it kind of harder for you to shine your light when it's something that's not talked about as
Right.
much.
Right.
Um,
And when
and I
people
feel
don't
like
want to be open.
yeah. Also, I'm getting this is a childhood thing too. Past life could also mean like in your past. Like I feel like childhood is such a weird thing because it feels like a past life, doesn't it?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, there was a lot of like shame revolving around things that you have said. You would always, I could like picture you as a kid saying something, and people are like, "Why'd you say that? Like,
Yes. My
stop
mom
saying that."
every day,
Yeah,
like, shut up. I literally was telling this to my friend last night.
I
I was
know.
like, she used to tell me, like, because I just, like you said, I don't have a filter. And so then I would just be like, they would, like, oh, we would go to a hotel. They'd be like, how many people are going to stay in the room? And there'd be more than what they said. They'd be like, oh, just four, but there was like seven. And I'd be like, no, there's seven. And my mom would get mad and be like, nobody was talking to you. You
Oh
need to keep
man.
your mouth shut and don't be involved in adult conversations. And I'm like, but you're lying. Like, how does it make sense for you to teach me not to lie while you're lying right in front of me? So it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, huh? And so I would get told all the time, like in Spanish, there's like a saying that pretty much says, like, you look prettier with your mouth shut. And so that's what my mom would always say, like, you're not to talk, do not
Oh my
speak.
gosh.
So yeah, so I always have this is why I have so much to say because I was like I wasn't allowed to talk. I gotta talk now.
I was kind of like that as a kid as well, but I was a bit more introverted in my thoughts. Sometimes I would say crazy stuff, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, don't say that." But yeah, there's a lot of shame revolving around our voice. I'm also getting that. I can feel it in my throat chakra, actually, a little bit choked up. I feel that when you were a kid, and even now, actually, to this day, but more in like in your past. Like now, you're moving out of it.
Yeah.
I can see that there's like the throat chakra is getting clear. I can't even speak. Um, I feel like in the past, either in your childhood or in the past life or both, you were not able to speak your truth, um, because oh my god, I can't even say it for some reason. Like it's like they don't want me to say it. What was it? I like lost it. What was that? What? I was like, I just had it, and they were like, no, I can't. I can't say that. Um, why can't I say that? What's going on? Protection. I feel like no one protected you.
Yeah.
That's why there's a lot of themes of loneliness in your life, or like being alone. Maybe not no loneliness, but just hermit, like being alone, because you don't trust people, and weirdly enough, people don't trust you.
Mm.
Like it's like this weird thing. So it's like you always feel like your energy has to stay in this container. Like you can't shine it out. But your identity, what you're brought with, is to shine. So it's kind of conflicting. And this is the dance that you've had in your past life, and even the dance that you're doing now. It's like
Mm.
I want to shine, no, I can't. I want to shine, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I got it back. I was like, what was that? Okay, it was the true voice. So I don't know why I got this. It's called the true voice. I heard this in my head. So I feel like people have this like facade they put on. Obviously, everyone has a facade, a persona. Like, but a lot of times we don't say or speak as delusionally as we should. Like,
Uh-huh.
there's so many things I want to say to people in a manner, but I know that it won't be, or I think, not that I know, I think that
Right,
it won't
right.
be received well. But in reality, when you are being authentic to the core, uh, people have no choice but to meet you with that authenticity as well.
Mm.
So let this be a reminder to you that your identity, you're allowed to shine out, and you're allowed to use your true voice. So we are back after some
Had
technical
some
difficulties.
technical difficulties. We did not realize that it stopped recording. about literally right after the first card. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick little recap. We had to get on Zoom. Zoom will cut us off after 40 minutes, but we can always jump back on.
I mean, we have about like 40 minutes left.
Okay,
Or like
cool.
30 minutes left. So we
So
could do this. So we left off at Protection Guardian, and then Alex got these two other cards. So there's questions. Protection Guardian was about identity. Second card was Hermit. This was about the traits. So what gifts did you have then that you have now? So she got the Hermit card. We talked a lot about how in her past life she was on another planet all by herself with other beings, but they were all by themselves as well. So there was no sense of like partnerships like we have in this world, like getting married and having children. It was very much a solitude type of energy, and she carries this with her as well, this trait, and actually forces people to meet their own solitude. So that's a quick recap. Basically about it. And then the next card ties in with this card. The next card is this feather, which is funny because Alex mentioned that she literally found a white feather on her shoe the other day.
wow,
And this is
the kitchen. Like, why is there feather on my sandal while I'm sweeping the kitchen? I don't know. So
yeah. And this is the challenge card. So what was your greatest challenge then and maybe now? So in a past life, we realized that the challenge was I mean, I feel like it wasn't a challenge in the past life. I feel like it's more of a challenge now. So I would phrase the question as like, what was your greatest asset back then that now has become like an issue? Because Alex chose to come here. You chose to come here to learn how to not be alone. So this card at the bottom, it actually says you are not alone. So
yes.
we kind of touched about how when this card says you are not alone, it doesn't mean that there are external forces only around you. Clearly, there's external forces around us in this lifetime, but in your past life, you not being alone was like you had your angels were you. They were different versions of you. So that's why she never really felt alone. And in this lifetime, you are meant to be a leader and to shine. That was a lot about the Protection Guardian is shining your gifts. But knowing that you're not alone now anymore, that you have help, that you have assistance, that you can call on actual external people, and that'll help you feel more in your own power. It'll actually fuel you and help you. We talked about also getting into the body more. So maybe doing like a workshop. You talked a little bit about like getting a job to like maybe meet people. And then I thought, but you didn't want to do like the 9 to 5 clock in, clock out. Like we're at a higher frequency now. And that was the next card, Ancestors. That came through heavy. I'm so sad that you guys missed the ancestor cards. We talked about her Puerto Rican roots. Did you want to talk about that maybe?
Yeah, that was the card that flew out, right?
That's the card that flew out, and I was like, all right.
So yeah, I was just saying how like, I'm Puerto Rican, so my dad's side is Taino and my mom's side is like the Spaniard side. So it's like colonizer and colonized. And so I feel like I came in to really break up these generational curses of this lineage that like, and then my ancestors came through and told her like, yes, we're so happy that she finally hears us. We're happy that she finally heard the calling, because they also were the ones that pushed me to do ayahuasca. And I was like, oh, I know someone did, because I was like, what the fuck is ayahuasca? And so I said, every time I feel like I'm crazy for believing this stuff, I think, no, my ancestors believed this. They were enslaved and forced to believe something else. And they confirmed that. Oh my God, a crow just flew. And they confirmed
That's my
that
sign. That's my spirit animal.
they keep fucking flying around. And they literally confirmed it with you and said, yes, like we were forced to do things we didn't want to do. And because we were forced so long
And
ago,
believe in things that they didn't believe in. Like they
believe in
used
things
to
that they didn't believe in. And that was back in the 1500s when Puerto Rico got colonized. And so that's been a long lineage of colonization. And so they also apologized for any, difficulty.
Yes, yeah. They said we apologize for any setbacks that have been created.
Yeah,
And it's funny that they mentioned setbacks, and I mentioned earlier that we actually moved backwards instead of progressing.
yeah,
So because back in the day, your ancestors did do plant medicine. That was normalized.
right, exactly.
And now it seems like it's taboo, which is weird because it shouldn't be taboo. If you think about it, we should actually be progressing and it should be more normalized, but it isn't. It actually isn't.
Yeah,
Um,
wow, these crows are crazy
so
right now. They are just confirming so much. They're like crowing right by my window.
yes, I've been seeing white butterflies show up and dragonflies at my window, and I'm like, okay.
Oh my God, yeah, I've been seeing a bunch of butterflies too. So we got the hermit, which was talking about how I was a loner in another planet, and in this they had no partners. There was no partner. So it was
No.
just very, very much a feeling of knowing that I was just was, and I
Yeah.
didn't need a
You
partner.
were
And
in like a void type of planet. Like this planet, it's hard to explain because we don't have the verbiage in this world to explain what that world was like. Because this planet, the way that I explained it to Alex is like, it wasn't even a part of our universe. It was like a whole other
yeah, we were in a
universe.
whole other universe. And this just makes so much sense because but then I came into this life and I've never thought about having kids or getting married or whatever. This whole planet was very strange to me. But I did think like, oh, it would be nice to be in a relationship. And like, I always thought just want someone to love me that doesn't have to love me because I thought, well, family has to love you. They're stuck with you. And so I thought, how cool would it be to find someone that loves me that doesn't have to love me? Why
Well,
was
the
I?
body craves it, right? Like
Yeah,
you chose to come here to be in a body, and our body craves intimacy. It craves connection. Like we actually can't live without each other. We would die.
yeah.
So, you chose to do that, which is a hard challenge. Like you stepped up to the plate and you're like, you know what? Although I've been a loner in all these past lives, actually, sorry, we also spoke about, I don't know if we spoke about this in the protection guardian card, the first card, but you were a witch in a past life. You were a very outspoken person,
I was
as
wearing.
you still are. But that still brings about the loner vibes because like no one wanted to listen, or people that did listen got hurt too. So you shielded yourself, and in this lifetime, it's weird because there's no more shielding needing to be done. There's lots of people who are on board with you, but you still feel like you have to do this alone. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's just something that you came here to do. It's your mission to lead, but there's also people who are going to help you in the bodily sense, not so much in like the mind sense. Like you have that down. Um, but I was telling Alex to do maybe some like workshops that involve like movement of the body and getting those energies to stimulate the mind energies. Like that, everything happens through our vessel. Like it's kind of like our spaceship. So,
Yeah, and I was literally getting the same message. Actually last night I went on the Meetup app because I was like, I need to like find a little community to hang out with, like we were just talking about. And I found this group that's called like it's like a brain group. So they get together once a month and like talk about their brain. And I'm like, I need to join this group. And then the next meeting that they're having is the day I get back from New York. So I was like, oh, I probably won't go to that one. And then they're like, yeah, we're having a little dance party. Dancing helps the brain. And I'm like, okay, I know you guys are talking to me right now. You guys are trying to tell me, like, they've been telling me for a minute, like, I need to dance. And I'm like,
I told you
I'm
about
not,
ecstatic dance earlier.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just not a dancer. I'm not a good dancer. And so,
Well,
you
ecstatic
know,
dance is nothing about like choreographed dance. It's like literally just like moving your body. I was doing it this morning and I'm like, it looks so weird, but there's ways to do it where you're like shaking off
okay, but I
trauma.
was literally, why did I like get out of the shower today? And I just felt the need to like move my body. And I was just like going like
Wow.
this,
That's so weird because I did that
literally.
today
And I
before
never
meeting.
do that. And I was like, I think they're telling me I'm too uptight. Like I'm wound up too tight. Like chill out, let loose,
Loosen
relax,
the body. Yeah.
fun, have fun, stop worrying, stop stressing. And I'm like, I'm trying. I don't know how. It's like for some reason it's just instilled in me to just like, okay, just like plan ahead, think ahead. Like go. And it's like I'm never
We
here.
use a lot of the energy at the forefront of our brain. Like I honestly do feel like the body is so strong. It's almost more powerful than a brain in a way. I mean, we have a second brain in our gut, but we use too much of our brain and we forget that we have a whole other body attached to it.
Yeah.
And once we start accessing those areas and releasing trauma in your fascia, in your tissues, you will start to realize that it is helpful for the brain. And it honestly feels like the brain becomes this secondary thing. Like, have you ever had a long day where you maybe walked a lot, you had an excursion, went on a field trip, and you felt like you had no thoughts, and you're like, oh, where did my brain go? At the end of the day, you're like, wow, I didn't think at all. I didn't even need it in a
Mhm.
way. Like, it felt like I didn't need it. Like, my body was a brain and my brain was a backup. But in our world, we're the opposite. We, especially in the Western culture, we like do everything with so forcefully with our brain, and we use so much brain power that it causes us to shut down, and we get so overstimulated and overstressed, and we completely forget that the body is such a good vessel to access wisdom as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
even meditations.
a little quick little recap just because we were really getting into it, but we didn't realize it stopped recording, so sorry about that, guys. But yeah, pretty much the hermit mode, the planet, which makes sense as to why I'm always just like by myself. And I did say that when I get jobs, they ask me what's your biggest weakness, and I'm like, I don't ask for help. I don't ask for help. I just do everything myself because I'm like,
Yeah.
nobody's doing anything right. I'm just gonna do it myself. That's literally how it.
Yeah.
But they have been telling me it's okay to ask for help, and I'm like, who do I ask for help? Like nobody's helpful. Nobody knows what I
Mm.
need. But now I'm
Well,
like,
that's a belief,
I know.
a belief too, right? Like that's another ancestral pattern, is feeling like you had to work so hard yourself, like nobody was going to help you.
Okay, do you
I'm
know
getting
that
that.
my last name, Torres, my dad's
Yeah.
name, it literally means laborer. Like
Wow.
that's insane. Like it means like tower as well, but like our Taurus,
Wow.
it doesn't mean it. It's that Taurus was the number one last name of the laborer. Like the laborers,
Wow.
I don't know how to say it. Like, okay, the most doctors, the most doctors had the last name.
Yes.
Okay, the most laborers in the land
Oh, yeah, yeah,
had
yeah.
the last name Torres. So
The category of
I
people.
come from a lineage of laborers that are used to working very hard to like survive. And so I still have that in my blood of I just need to work hard to survive. Whereas I also have my
Mm.
mom's side where they were like the colonizer, like Christopher Columbus came and, colonized. And it's like, oh, you should just give it to me. Right. So I'm in this
Mm.
balance of I have to work hard and I should just have it. I have to work hard, but I should just have it. So I'm like, okay, I have to find the in
It
between.
makes sense why you wouldn't want to work with the body of your vessel, because you're like, I for a long time, especially back in the day, your ancestors, they had to use their mind as a coping mechanism, like
Yeah.
as a way to like get out of their current situation, and that gave you and instilled a lot of powerful gifts within you. Your brain became this imaginative world, and that's where you cracked the code, and you were like, oh my god, there's more to this than this. So
Yeah.
it's interesting that, and it still ties into how when you move your body and you push it past its limits, it activates the brain.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason why I'm like I don't want to move is because I'm like, excuse me, this has been eons of like it feels like eons, generations of hard
It
physical
has been though.
labor that I'm like
Yeah.
I just kind of want to rest right now. But they're like, keep moving. I'm like, I'm tired,
You
y'all.
know what? What about I'm tired, Grandpa.
Yeah,
I'm like too damn
Grandpa.
bad.
Literally, they're like, well, that's too damn bad. Keep
I'm
going.
hearing them say, you don't have to move the way that we moved though. You can move, you can dance. They're like, we couldn't dance. We
Mm,
had to work. So they're
hmm.
telling you, they said, I can hear them saying, like, we wish we could have moved the way we wanted to.
Right, right.
And a lot of these tribal a lot of your ancestors, or everybody's ancestors from eons ago, ages, decades ago, they had their own dance rituals. They had their own movements and instruments that were all taken away. And then everything else became popular when countries got colonized. It was whatever the colonizers' instruments wanted to play, whatever dances they wanted to listen to, music they wanted to listen to. It all changed
Hmm.
drastically.
Yeah.
But so
So,
they didn't feel like they were allowed to do that, that they were able to do that. So I feel like what I'm getting is, I'm also hearing like, change your belief on this movement thing, because it has nothing to do with the labor. It has nothing to do with labor. It has everything to do with working towards getting out of your head and into your body, and allowing that relaxation to take in, that ecstaticness, that like, not only feeling it on a brain level, but feeling it on a bodily level. That's where abundance will come through.
yeah, and I know what you mean. It's like get it moving, get the ball rolling, and everything will start flowing. And that's what they
Yes.
do. Like just start putting the energy in, and things will
Yeah.
start coming through. And I'm like,
I'm hearing like, it's time. It's time. Like, she's ready. She's ready. She's got it down. She's got like a good head on her shoulders. Now she just needs to find the first step.
right.
Yeah.
That's how
And
I feel.
just like, yeah, it's just that first step, and then everything becomes so much easier. And then it becomes kind of like a second nature. Like, you're just like, oh wow, like I didn't know that I had to do that.
Mhm.
Um
I think they're
I
pushing.
hope that was a good recap. I
I
feel
think
like
there
we
was,
did a good job.
oh yeah, yeah. No, I think that was a good recap. It was definitely a lot more detailed before, but that's pretty much the gist of it because, cut for time. But but I feel like they're definitely pushing me to definitely start my podcast like literally like this and
Yeah.
post it to YouTube and post it. And so I'm like, they're pushing me towards that. I see you guys, so I gotta
Oh
work on that
yeah.
when I get back from New York for sure. I think you were also talking about traveling, and I said, yeah, I'm going
Yes.
to
Yeah.
New York, gonna travel.
I would even travel to Puerto Rico and like get
I've been getting so called to Puerto Rico and I just haven't gone.
wow.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
getting called to Portugal as well, my country. I've been like and to like live there for like a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. A lot of people are actually moving there. It's like become one of the top touristy spots
Yeah.
this year. Everybody's
I
going to
actually know
Portugal.
some people that just moved there. Yeah. A lot of
Yeah,
people.
I know. All like the British people like want to live there. Like they buy all the rich houses and like the Algarves and like I'm like, come on, don't ruin it for us.
Yeah. I
But
thought you said that everywhere.
yeah, I know. Whatever. They're bringing money to our country at the same time. But I honestly do want to like live there at one point. I see myself living either there or France because that's where I was born. And
Wow.
yeah, either one of those or Mexico. I get called to. It's like I have four countries. It's Mexico, Hawaii, uh, France, and Portugal. But
Mm.
Hawaii, I've been getting called for the past 3 years, and I'm like, what is that? Like, I don't know.
Gotta go. That's probably gonna activate some stuff in you.
Oh,
Lemurian in
yeah,
Hawaii.
for sure. Yeah, I'm really curious to know
I
what
went to
that's
Hawaii
about.
for the first time in 2021. We went to Maui.
Oh,
So that was awesome. Yeah. That definitely was a
what's
portal.
it?
And then
I
I went to
bet it was a
Mexico for
portal.
the And then I went to Mexico for the first time on my birthday. And I literally heard in my dreams the other day, May 18th, and I was like, May 18th. And then I was just thinking about it before we jumped on here, and I'm like, what was on May 18th? And I was like, is it May 18th when I went to Mexico? And I was like, yeah, I went through a portal. Okay, got it. And so it's like,
Wow.
yeah, they like put that in my head again before a podcast. So it's like confirmation, like, yeah, you're jumping through portals. I'm like, okay, got it. Every time I go somewhere, it unlocks something new. So the fact that I just went to New
Mm,
York in March, but now they want me to go again. I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on. What are we doing in New York?
wow.
It's so
I feel
interesting.
like, oh my gosh, I think I just got it. You should do a workshop in Puerto Rico to honor your ancestors.
Yeah, my church, my ayahuasca church, which isn't really a church, but like they're labeled as church.
Yeah.
To be able to serve the sacrament. They do retreats in Puerto Rico, and I'm like, dude, I should fucking go do my
I
ayahuasca
think you have to do it.
retreat.
Yeah.
Woo, that's gonna bring up some shit, I feel like. But I'm like, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
want to do ayahuasca again because I've had such a rough 2 times. And so I'm like, but I know I'm being called to do it one last time because
I
she
think
said,
so too.
like, I'm gonna be good to you this time. And I'm like, you better be. But
Yeah.
I'm waiting until I feel fully like integrated in a really good headspace before going back in. I don't want to go in with any fear at all. So I have to really,
No, absolutely not. That's a good idea. Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm also hearing that your ancestors want to remind you that like all the hard work that they've been through, all the things that they've been through, I'm hearing that like it was put to good use. Like they see you and they're like, ah, at least that came out. Like,
Oh, stop it,
yeah.
you guys.
They're
I'm
like,
like, I feel so alone. And they're like, we're with you. And I'm like, can you show yourselves physically so I can really see you guys? That's what I always say. I'm like, I always just want to
that's
see them
hard. You're
in
asking them
front
a
of
lot.
me. I know. I'm like, oh my God.
Also, I heard that there's I think you posted about this lady. Someone posted about this lady that talks about how your ancestors may not be as up to date as you are in the spiritual realm. Like we may actually be surpassing like their capacity to even understand like their worlds, our worlds, different dimensions. They might even still be like stuck. And then when they're viewing you, they're like, oh, I didn't know. Like we might even be activating them. We're healing even past generations. That's why they say that. When they say you're healing your past, your lineage, you actually are. Because
Mhm.
time doesn't exist. Like it's all
Right. They all
one.
exist within us because we are also our ancestors. So we're taking all the knowledge from like my witch life and my
Yeah.
Syrian life, my
But they're
mermaid.
also taking it too. They're also learning
Yeah.
now. They're learning too right now. It's not that they don't have every single key to the door, which is why sometimes you feel like, why aren't they talking to me or whatever? It's like they don't know what to say. They're just as stunned as you are. They're like,
Yeah, especially in this day and age with technology, they're probably like, whoa, I didn't expect this, like this AI stuff. And then
yeah,
once we're here merging the worlds, and so I like to use AI to channel. So I'd be like,
yes.
filter through, see what comes through.
Thing is, we're actually making it a physical, tangible thing. Like the word past life only came up recently. It never that word didn't exist until like 5 years ago. Like it was
Mm.
not known. So we're actually making a big difference. We're making a huge difference. Anyway, I hope you guys like the recap. That's the best we could do. But you know what? We still have 3 cards to go. So you guys are still gonna get the end of the reading, and that's usually when like a lot of the downloads start popping up. So you guys didn't miss anything. Don't worry, it's fine. So we're now moving to card number 5. That's my life path number, by the way. What's your life path number?
I believe 5. Yes.
Yours is 5 too.
Yeah.
I love that. All about freedom. We're like
Yes.
free the bird. Yeah,
Yes.
life path number 5 is nice. It's chill. It's good up there. Okay, so number 5 is all about help. So what energy will actually support you in this time? So it could be a past life energy that you had. We'll see what comes up, but it just says the question is just what energy will support you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna shuffle and you're gonna tell me when to stop. That way you are in using the cards. You're kind of a part of this as well. It's not just me. Oh, a card kind of wanted to slip out there, but I put it back in. Allow for shuffle. There it is. What energy will support?
Okay, stop.
Oh, that's weird. What was I gonna do? I'm like, was I gonna? I think I was gonna put it on top. Okay. What do you want? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm keep being called to that card right there.
Which
That
one? This one?
there, yeah.
I knew it. I knew it because I
Yeah.
saw this card right before I started shuffling,
Yeah.
and I was like, I wonder if she's gonna get that card. Wow. And like 2 underneath is the Traveler again.
Mm.
All right. Yeah. I feel that it's great teacher. Yes, I get that. Number 5, great teacher. Learn from spiritual experiences. That's what's gonna support you. No.
Yeah.
Wow. Great teacher. That's a beautiful card.
Wait, show the card.
Yeah, okay. This is a beautiful card. It has like the that symbol, the what's it called? I literally have that like tattooed on my back.
That's
I think
a
it's the
flower
flower
card.
bloom. Yeah.
Yes, and look. Oh my God, the free Zoom meeting is gonna end in 10 minutes.
No.
That's
We'll
okay.
just hop back on.
Just
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we'll just hop back on. It's okay.
We're not paying for the
We're not paying for Zoom, and
We're
I
not
don't
paying for
have
Zoom.
Riverside yet, which is the pot. I'm gonna invest on Riverside. Don't worry, guys. But yeah, this is what we're doing right now. So we got 9
You guys
minutes.
won't even have to deal with it. It'll be edited. You won't even
Yeah,
know.
it'll be edited out. We're over here freaking out. They're like, we don't care.
I know. We've got technology to figure this out. Great teacher. Where are you? Great teacher. Wise one. Oh, there it is, 36. All right, let's see this. Oh, it's right there. All right, so this is help. What energy will help support you? So I'm just going to show the card. So the main message is know that what is happening around you is divinely inspired. Learn from your current experiences, then share them with others. About this card. This card was inspired by Jesus, who was one of the most widely acknowledged and loved spiritual teachers of all time. But there is a great teacher in every tradition, and this card represents the one to whom you feel closest, as well as the great teacher within. The teacher wears simple clothes here to demonstrate that even if you have a simple life, it can be an incredibly spiritual one. He is surrounded by a sense of serenity and harmony because he has absolute trust in the higher power that moves through him. And the dove on the card represents receiving answers to prayers through signs and experiencing peace through joy. So extended message. This card can represent a teacher in your life or the great teacher within. Either way, it shows that you have dedicated a lot of time, effort, and energy to understanding yourself and the world. You are having spiritual experiences at this time and gaining a greater awareness of what you need to do in order to grow. There is a great chance that if you've been having any challenges recently, you've surmounted them and allowed them to be vehicles to lessons that are helping your spiritual connection. If you feel that you've received messages from heaven or the universe recently, this card is definitely confirmation that these have been been indeed holy experiences.
Yes, 100%.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. So that's as good as support you. That is it, is connecting with your spiritual side, connecting with the teacher within, knowing that it's okay to teach yourself too. Like sometimes we are hard on ourselves and we're like, no, I know it. Like I should have known better. And it's like, it's okay. How would a teacher teach a kid? They wouldn't tell you like you should have known better. I mean,
Right.
some teachers are like that, but that's not a good teacher. This is the great teacher. How would a great teacher be like for others? Would they be judgmental? Would they be unkind? No, they would just tell it to you in a different way. They would give you different perspectives. They would give you different spiritual experiences until it feels like it's been locked in the vessel.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I literally always wanted to be a teacher when I was a kid.
I
I
didn't know that.
I wanna be a teacher, and I used to get all the kids in the neighborhood and make them do homework after, and they'd be like, "We just left school." I'm like, "Now we're doing homework, okay, guys," and I would teach them math. Math
Oh,
was my favorite subject, and so I literally
wow.
wanted to do that. I was like, "I'm gonna be a teacher, I'm gonna be a teacher," until I got to
And it's
8th.
funny because we talked about numerology like right before this, which
Yeah.
and you like math.
Yeah, I love math.
Wow.
So, I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a teacher," and then I got to 8th grade, and my teacher was like, "Yeah, we don't make any money," and I was like, "Oh, never mind."
See ya. Bye.
I guess I won't be a teacher, but now I am. And then when I was in Vegas last year, during the 4th of July portal, I was sitting by myself at a restaurant and this lady comes up to me. She's like, "Are you a teacher?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Oh, I just didn't know if you were here for the teacher convention." And I was like, "No, I'm just here visiting for 4th of
Wow.
July." But I was like, this is a sign. I am a
Yeah.
teacher. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to step into that role, even though I still feel like I'm always going to be a student of the universe and I'm still learning every day, but I'm a teacher for my little crew, my people.
And for yourself. Like
Yeah, definitely. I have to parent myself, to be honest. Yeah. Like
yeah.
learn on my own.
Yeah, I feel that. I see that. I see that you've taught yourself things that your parents didn't even teach you,
Yeah, because they
you
don't even
know.
how good
I'm also getting this is for your present life because the question was surrounding the present. It was like what energy will support you now. Um so okay, I see. So this the cards in the beginning were about your past life. Now we're moving into how that's tying into your current life. So if you're wondering like what's going on. I I know I know I told you to go to like a do a workshop or a community sort of thing.
Mm.
I'm having the sense that maybe you should host something yourself in Puerto Rico.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I feel like you're like, I can't, I feel that feeling, I'm feeling it from you that you can't do that, but you can. You are the great teacher. You have a lot of knowledge. You have almost too much knowledge that it's like, I hear your ancestors being like, it instead of having it in files in your brain, you need to start like
I
putting it into
know.
other people. Like
I know. They've
really,
been telling me that. I'm taking
yeah,
it
it's
too
like
much
too
and I'm
much up here
yeah.
and not enough out here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, I like
So that
learning.
would be a good way.
They're like, well, you need to teach it too. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
And
want me.
like literally teach it. Like have fun. Have it be pleasurable. Like sometimes it's so nice and pleasurable to like fully teach someone something. Like, people are interested. Some people are they don't know what you do. They may not understand at first, but they know that they're curious. And that's the first step. And someone who's coming to you is they're in a vulnerable spot, number one, because they don't know. And but that means that they're receptive and they'll understand. So I can see you being a really, really good teacher, and I can see you facilitating workshops for sure, either online or in person. Your ancestors definitely want you to step into that. They're like, this is what we used to do. Like we used to go in community and like do plant medicine and like, everyone was kind of a teacher for each other, but they kind of want you to step into that role. They're like, you have this power. And that'll help you. That's going to help you grow your community. Number one, which is what you even talked about earlier, you're going to be creating that. You're creating a conscious community just as I am, that's the goal. And that'll make you feel less alone because you're not alone. You
Right.
have it all within you. You just need to piece it together and
Yeah.
start moving. Like just try it. Even if it fails, whatever, you try something else. Like that's what I'm hearing. It's like it's time. I'm seeing like a clock, like it's time. Let's go. We're running out of time. Like we got to do it now. Now or never. So something to think about. Have you ever thought about doing something like that?
Yeah, I've thought about like I used to think about like, oh, I'll have like retreats and stuff like that, but then I'm like, I don't want to only stick to one thing. So I'm like, no, never mind. But I'm like, I could do one and then if I want to do another one, do another one. Like I don't have to commit to like forever. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing
Oh,
though.
absolutely not. You could
I
do one and never do it again.
Yeah.
Or
My problem is like,
yeah,
oh my God, if I start something, I have to finish it. And it's like, no, you don't just quit. Like I quit everything.
yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah. If it's not right, it's not right. And like whoever has to deal with that will understand because you're following your truth.
yeah,
That's it. It's
exactly.
great. When you step
My
into that,
journey. You guys are just watching it. Like
exactly.
that's all. I have to remember like it's my journey and everyone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
And whoever chooses to go on that boat with you, like they chose that, they're choosing to partake in whatever is there. Like you're the teacher, right? So they have to be the student and like be
Yeah,
respectful.
yeah, exactly.
We're two cards left, and I feel like it's the most important cards because they're really going to point towards like where you're headed and how it can help you for your future, your near future, and your far future. So card number 6 is all about rise. So it says, how will it help you grow? So this ties into the last card. What energy will support you? And now it's going to show you how is it going to help you grow, like your mindset growth, your like growth, like because being a teacher, you're teaching a lot of other people, but like what is it going to do for you then? You
Mhm.
know, so we're going to see what number 6 is about in that sense. So I'm going to shuffle, and again, you're going to tell me when to stop.
Okay, stop.
All right. So you got broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace.
Mm. Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, I
that's
feel that.
makes
I
sense.
see that.
Not so much chaos. Calm down.
Look what's at the bottom of this.
Autumn. Oh my God. Release the old and rest. Wow. And it's a crow, and the crows just keep flying by, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Release the old and rest.
Yep.
I feel like I'm like before even reading this card, I already like being this card keeps coming up. High Priestess. That was the at the top. I feel like you're going to be stepping in when you step into this great teacher mode. It's going to be different. It's going to feel not like what you've done before. You're going to have to release the old.
Mhm.
And like, yeah. So because you're so used to doing things one way, you almost can't really see yourself doing it another way, like doing these
Right.
retreats. You're like, I don't know, like, is that a part of my brand? Like, is that who I am? And it's like, yes. What are you talking about? Like, of course it's a part of your brand. Like, this is what you wanted since you were a kid. And you told me that yourself. So embracing the energy of peace, I already can tell that this is going to bring a lot of peace to your childhood. This is going to heal your childhood past.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's get into broken arrow and what that means. It's 120. That's all the way at the back. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold it up to show you guys again. The main message is let go of the need to defend yourself and prepare to offer peace. You are safe. About the card. Just as the arrow card symbolizes defense and protection, the broken arrow card symbolizes peace. In Native American traditions, a broken arrow would mean that tribes were no longer fighting one another, but were making alliances. When you see a broken arrow in a meditation, vision, dream, or reading, it is a message that you no longer need to fight because peace has arrived. This is a powerful symbol of harmony, serenity, and community. It's funny that it's like ties in with the hermit too. Extended message. If you have been exposed to a situation in which you have felt the need to protect yourself or defend what you feel is right, know that this is now coming to an end. With
Yes.
the arrival of the broken arrow card, you are being guided to know that the energies of light are entering to wash away all the darkness. You can drop your shields and protection. That was the first card.
Yes.
You are now in a situation that will honor you and honor your needs. Arguments are ending and disagreements are being resolved. Prepare to talk things through and offer the peace that you would like to enjoy. In order to move forward in a more fearless way, it's important for you to let go of the idea that you can be hurt by the situation or the people involved, because this will only work against you. Know that your angelic guides and ancestors are standing around you, protecting you, and taking you lovingly forward.
Love that.
Wow.
Love that.
Love that for you. It
Yes.
was just saying, like, you can relax, you can step into this, like, just like knowing and not having to like force anything or fight with people, especially stupid people. Like, there's no point of fighting with stupid people because they've already made up their mind.
Mhm.
And I feel like you know that deep down. You know, like, I'm not gonna fight with anybody who's already made up their mind about me.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Um, so instead you're offering peace. You're like, I am peace. Like, that's who I am. I don't know who you are, but that's who I am. And I'm
Mhm.
not gonna let anyone disturb that peace.
Right.
So just letting you know that I'm not fighting anymore. Like, you have that broken arrow is like, I'm not here to fight. I'm not here to offer fighting. I'm here to offer me who I am. And if you can accept that, you're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
100%.
but this will help you grow the most. Stepping into this peaceful character, really offering, showing your broken arrow, being like, see, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not here to hurt you. I may have had my defenses up in the past, but I'm not here to hurt you anymore. And I'm not here to hurt because it just hurts me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I care about me now. So because I care about me, I'm going to release that. I'm going to drop my shield of protection because there's nothing to protect myself anymore. I'm not scared of you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I'm hearing. It's like, I'm not scared of you anymore. You don't make me scared. You cannot penetrate to my soul
Right.
because there's nothing to protect. I am already protected. I am. That's it. I am peace. I am protection. And I know that now. And once you have that knowing, nothing can break that. Nothing. You can't go back to not knowing once you
Right.
know.
Right. Exactly. 100%.
So that's it. Like, this part, I just heard it was like a snap. Like, that's it, girl. No more of this BS. No more being scared of things that even I heard that too. It's funny that it came after the great teacher because I heard like fearful of being the teacher, but it's like there's nothing to be fearful about
Right. But
because
there's a
this is
lot
who
of
you are.
frauds out there who are very confident in their lies. And I'm over here telling the truth, feeling like, oh, let me stay hidden behind these walls. Let me not go out there. And it's like they're all out there lying about literally everything and not knowing what the fuck they're talking about. But
So
they're
this
out
is
there
a teacher
very
moment for
confident.
you.
Yeah,
You got to because you. It's funny because you're playing into the majority rules game. We all
right,
do, but
right.
yeah, you're like, oh well, that's what everyone's doing because they're showing those teachers have those arrows, but you would come with a whole different vibe. Just how I'm doing these kind of readings, I don't do it the way that other people do it. I do embodied card readings, which is like I bring your body into it. I'm all about moving. It's funny because I feel like that was my purpose talking to you today as well, is like having you move, do that first step. But also it's rare to see teachers who don't have that superiority complex. Is like, I'm better than you. I have my arrow and my shields. So you would be coming from a place of vulnerability and not a lot of students are used to that. They're like, is this a good teacher? Should I trust this person if they're so vulnerable? And it's like, actually, you should trust them more because they're
Exactly.
showing you that that's okay.
Yeah. I literally, have you heard of Mind Valley?
Uh, no. Have you talked about it before? That sounds like very familiar.
Well, Mind Valley is I don't remember his name is Vision. He's like this guy who started this whole Mind Valley, and it's essentially like workshops, but it's like for millionaires, because ain't nobody who can afford to go pretty much. But
Wow.
it's not really for millionaires. It's just for people who got money to spend on that shit.
Right.
Oh, what's his other name? Oh fuck, I forgot his name. Anyway, so I watched this little like documentary yesterday on YouTube about him, and this girl that went to one of his retreats, like a workshop thing. And
Mhm.
so he'll have different speakers that teach you how to, like, how your first impression, like how to change how people perceive you, or how to walk into a room, or like, how to change your mindset, and it's all about like consciousness.
Okay.
And I had looked into this Mind Valley thing because people have been like, oh my God, Mind Valley is amazing. It's a program that you could do, you pay into, and it just changes the way you believe. And yes, though it works, the girl was like interviewing the guy, and the guy was like a huge dick. Like he was like a dick to his assistant. Like he played off like he wasn't. He was just like so condescending and so rude. And she was like, out of everyone that I've met here, he was literally the most negative energy, and he's the one in charge of everything. And I'm like, yeah, this is why I just don't like any of this shit, because these people get so in their ego. They get
Oh
so
yeah.
ego. They just like think they're so important. And I'm like, you were a regular person who just thought of this idea, and now you're like, calm down. Like the idea
But I
came.
just want to tell people, like, because people are probably listening to this thinking, like, are you scared to become that way? No, I think what Alex is getting at is like you're scared that people will not believe you because you're not that like that raw like asshole. Like people fall for that shit though. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, oh, they must be confident. I'm gonna listen to them because like they're an asshole. No,
Yeah,
that's
I
not
am
a
an
good
asshole.
teacher.
I definitely am a little bit of an asshole. We all
But
have to
you're
be,
not.
but
You're
not
not.
for.
You're not an asshole. You're honest. That person
Yeah,
is an asshole.
exactly.
People don't
Exactly.
know the
That's how
difference
people see
anymore.
me. Yeah, they don't know the difference. Like he was just really rude to his assistant. And I'm like, how you treat your like staff and your people, that's why I'm like, people quit jobs, people quit managers, not jobs. And that's how I feel about what I'm doing. Is like, I understand that I had to go this route and I had to be hard because people were just so bullying me and thinking I was like
Yeah.
schizophrenic and that I should go kill
Yeah.
myself and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, I have had suicidal thoughts in the past. So for people to be like, you should go kill yourself, like, thank God that I'm strong. But like, a lot of people aren't strong. And a lot of content creators
No,
have
I
killed
know.
themselves. And so it's like, people need to, and like, this generation grew up on the internet. And like, so many young children did kill themselves, like at 8 years old because of bullying on the
Oh,
internet.
yes.
How
Yeah,
would people
absolutely.
not have grown from this? Like, people haven't grown from this. Like, this was an epidemic of young people offing themselves because of bullying and harassment on the
They're
internet,
just deeply conditioned.
and
They're
people
so
still
deeply
do it. And
conditioned.
I'm like, you have to be careful with what your words say, because like, though I've been dealing with it my whole life, some people haven't, and some people aren't that
Yeah.
strong. And how would you feel
Yeah.
knowing that your words cause someone to do that? And like, some people, they don't care, they don't have
I
any
know. Some people
empathy.
don't. I think about that all the time. I'm like, I don't think that these people have a guilty conscience or that it even affects their. I honestly think that those people, though, are either meant to strengthen others or that's just like literally their purpose on earth. Like they came here to stir shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they
and
came
it's
to be a
really test,
negative
and
force.
it's just test for us. It's like test like of like the voices inside our head, like, oh, well, look, there's literally a person telling you to go do it. Are you gonna do it?
But
Are
you
you
know
gonna
what's funny?
do that?
It makes your soul voice so much stronger. And if you can see it in that sense, like I call it the ears to the soul. I explain it on my website on sweetsoulreadings.com. And I talk about the ears of the soul, and I'm like, people haven't. It's a muscle. You got to actually like practice that because if you don't hear your own voice, holy shit, you're gonna hear your mom's voice, you're gonna hear your dad's voice, you're gonna hear everybody else's but yours. And most people, I'm telling you, 9 times out of the 10, in your day to day, you're not hearing your own voice.
Well, and not exactly. And on top of that, it's like I was gonna say the same thing. You don't hear your own voice. Think about the thought that came in. Is that your own thought? Or think about, where did that
Oh
thought
my
originate?
god, yeah, totally. No, it's not.
Which by the way, most thoughts are not our own thoughts, because we don't realize how conditioned we are. We've just been told things since we were born. So no, no thoughts are really our own unless we
Exactly.
really deprogram from everything and really center. And even then, you're still so
And
influenced
even then,
by everything. You're influenced by
exactly.
everything, everything.
Yeah. Because that's what this world was made where we were here to come for that. And that's what I'm trying to like search for is like where is the parallel? Where is the balance between that? Because it's
Mhm.
really hard to have your own voice. And like I'm not shaming people who do this. Like I have those moments all the time. I just said nine times out of 10, it's not your own voice. But what I'm working at now, even in my readings, is activating people's voice, is activating their body. Which is why I told you working with the body is huge. Working with your throat chakra, doing emotionally integrated voice. I have one of my best friends does that. It's it's activating. It's like all the chakras, but there's different people say it in different words. Okay, there's different words to say the same shit. Um, point is that it's all a game.
Yeah, it really is. Create your own.
It's all a game, and there's different levels, and you just can't get mad. You can't like get stuck in other people's levels because that's what their truth is. But that's why I say go where you shine. Stop going in the dark places and having your little candle light and hoping that it'll light up the whole tunnel. No, go where there's already light, shine your light so that it's so bright that it just goes all over. It just like the darkness has no choice but to get sucked up by it.
Amen.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there you go. Period.
Period.
Amen for real. Like it's we got this, you know, we're stronger than we think. Um find your voice. Like don't be scared to tell people how you really feel about that. If you feel like saying I love you, be like I love you, you know, I'm feeling love right now or I want to hug you. Like so many people we hide so much of ourselves and it's so sad.
A lot of people hide a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like for good reason. Like they're scared to get hurt. There's rejection. There's so many negative energies at the lower frequencies. But
Mm-hmm.
once you start raising your frequency, that fear dissipates and you're not even scared anymore to get hurt because you're not getting hurt anymore, which is all about this card. It's
Right.
like there's nothing to fight because I'm not on that frequency of fighting anymore. So to be honest, you're gonna come out with me with a fight. You may not even be able to access this, to be honest, because I've already like surpassed that. I might not even be in your field, which
Mhm.
is like hopping dimensions. Um, yeah, but they'll still come through sometimes to teach you lessons, and but it's harder. It's harder when you're tuned in. It's harder when you're constantly. That's why you have to make it a practice. It's a muscle that we came here to do. It's our body that we came here to constantly work at it so that it becomes a conditioning, really, our own
Mhm.
conditioning.
Mhm.
You know, you either make up your mind or it's made up for you.
Exactly.
Um, anyway, we're going to move on to the last and final card, number 7. It's called Transition. So, what energy are you stepping into as a result of all these lessons?
All right.
So, it's a good one. Take your time, feel it within your body. Tell me when to stop when it feels absolutely right. Oh, something came out. I'm so sorry. I don't know
Okay.
if I should grab it.
Yeah.
It was the High Priestess.
The High Priestess. Oh, I was hoping it was the Seer, but High
The
Priestess is
Seer. Do you want me
hoping.
to shuffle? I can do a second shuffle. I'm going to keep that on the side. I'm going to do a shuffle and ask you to stop. It'll be like our clarifier card.
Well, I was just
So
thinking like the Seer. We were looking at it earlier. I don't think that we were.
yeah, Seer was cool.
But yeah, High
But you
Priestess.
already are the Seer.
I know.
You
High
already
Priestess
see
makes so
everything.
much sense. I know.
So it's
It
like, what are you stepping into now?
Yeah.
All right, you tell me.
All right. Stop.
All right. Moon. Take what?
I
You
love
love
it.
the moon?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of moon stuff lately, so that makes sense. Yeah,
Oh,
telling me
that's
to
cute.
yeah
High
commit.
Priestess and the moon. Very feminine energies. We have a girl, a cat, and a moon.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so these are all very feminine qualities and symbols. I'm gonna take the High Priestess, but I am gonna read the Moon as a clarifier for all of this because it literally says take note of intuitive messages.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna leave that out for now, and we're gonna read this last card. Look at how beautiful that is. Wow,
Love it.
you
Look
can
at
tell she's not taking shit.
feels like an Egyptian goddess, which I am Isis.
Yes. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Wow. Okay. What are you stepping into? Let's see. High Priestess. That's a powerful card to get, by the way. Like not everybody deserves that card. Not everybody gets that card. Like I don't even see that card rarely. So I really feel like you are about to step into this. You just gotta believe it.
Yeah, and it jumped out along with the ancestor card.
You're
That
right. It did. Yes, it did. And they're both like ancient like people. Like there's the ancestors, and then there's the Egyptian. Like, hold up. What's going on? All right. Message. Align with the light and focus on all things positive. I'm just going to hold that up. The symbol at the top looks really familiar. Meta something?
oh yeah,
I
it
don't
looks
know
like
what that is.
Merkaba.
Sorry?
It looks like the Merkaba.
I was gonna say Metatron. I don't know what the heck. I don't know
I
what
was
that
thinking
is.
Metatron 2, Metatron's cube, but I don't think it's Metatron's cube.
I don't even know what that means. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, I was like Metatron. Where did I get that word? I've heard it somewhere. I'm sure it's probably you that said it. Honestly. All right. So about this card. The High Priestess is the physical embodiment of the divine feminine, the goddess in human form. She has had many names throughout time and space, but her essence has remained similar: fierce, powerful, and disciplined. In many traditions, particularly pre Christian, wow, that ties into the ancestors, the High Priestess was in charge of spiritual and religious orders and was the voice of authority and guidance from the gods. The High Priestess in this deck is the consort and partner of the High Priest. If you look at them together, you will see they mirror each other's energy. She is joined by a black cat representing the Egyptian goddess Bast, who protects her from lower energies, and she stands strong in her glory and power. Extended message. You are a mystic with the capacity to connect with energies that go beyond the human senses. Within you is a force of magic that is directed by your will. There is an opportunity for you to rise up at this time, but it requires dedication and discipline. You are being guided to look at what you are working on or at the situation before you and determine where your priorities lie. If you are unable to figure that out, you must use your intuition and discernment to focus on what will bring you closer to your goal and the happiness of everyone involved. When this card arrives, it's also important for you to check in with your intuition, as it will give you guidance that will be important for your growth. It's funny because the next card is take note of intuitive messages. Wow. Okay.
Love that.
That is some good energy right there. Yes, feel it in your body. Like harness that mystical power. Like that is I'm actually like, if there's a visual, I get a lot of visuals in my readings. I'm hearing, sorry, whoa. I'm seeing somebody with like their energy and it's within their hands. Like they're harnessing it, they're containing it, it's potent. It's like they're not letting it disperse. They're not being impulsive with it. They're not being um like loosey goosey with it. They're harnessing it. They're making it stronger. And I feel like that's why, it's under the hermit, why there's so much lone time that you need. However, you're stepping into the power of like, I've already harnessed it. This is what you're going to step into eventually when you have peace. Once you get the peace down, because it tells, a story, but once you get the peace down and you teach yourself these lessons and you're ready to teach others, baby, this is you. You're like, I know who I am. People are seeing it too. Like the High Priestess, when they were talking about it in the book, it's like everyone listened to her.
Yeah.
Like she would deliver messages from gods. So like everyone was like, whatever she says is true, and they will trust you more. Yeah. I feel like people will start to really listen to and trust you, and you'll really get that reciprocation once you are not fighting anymore. You're like, I don't have to fight. I don't have to prove myself. Like,
Right.
why?
Right.
I'm the great teacher. Just listen, keep an open mind, and you will see that this is who I am. And you will see that that's who you are, because I feel like you really need to see it more than anything. I feel like other people are seeing it, but you are like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I definitely, because in my head, I'm like, these are just normal thoughts. And then I have to
No.
have people tell me like things that you've told me for me to like understand another perspective. People don't like, I can only see myself from my point of view. So I don't know how other people see me. And so the
That's right.
people who hate me are very loud about it. And so I'm like, okay, the people
Oh
that
yeah.
love me, can you guys be a little loud? Because like I feel very alone. And you guys just sit behind your phones and don't say anything.
Yeah,
While the people who bully me have all the fucking balls to say shit to me. And I'm like, can you
that's
guys
right.
say something? Can somebody stand up for me once so I'm not fighting all my battles alone? That's what it feels
Do you see
like.
what you just did there? You just asked for help.
Yeah, I have been
You
getting
did it.
like, you need to ask for
How hard
help.
is it? See?
I know I was meditating today and I'm like, okay, I give you permission to come and help me with this. Please help me.
Yeah. Yeah, you
But
just gotta
ask the
tell people
guidance
like,
for help.
hey, you do like me? Okay, then show me you like me. Because I
Yeah.
need it. Yeah.
I'm like, you should just want to do it. And then people mostly will
I
just
know.
Oh my
But some
god.
of well, I like as a follower, like and a your number one fan, I always see the positive, and I'm like, there's no way somebody could hate this girl. Like, who would hate on this girl? So I don't really see the hates until you post it. Like sometimes you'll post on your story, and I'm like, oh my god, what the
And the
like?
email I just read to you, like
Yeah, I'm
insane.
like, are you kidding me? Like people are actually out to get you
Yeah.
for what? For your opinion? For your own power? Oh my god, that's sick. That's sick.
I never hate watch people. I think it's very interesting how many people hate watch people. I'm like,
They
that's
don't hate
weird.
what? It's not hate. It's well, hate is interesting. It's admiration. They don't know how to harness that their own power. They don't know how to turn it into like into love. They only it's weird that something would stimulate someone that much. Like and in a hatred way. Like it's so bizarre to me. Like why don't you use that for good and inspiration instead of like
Alchemize, alchemize.
yeah,
Every
alchemize
time
like
people like tell me all these horrible things and like they hate me, and I'm like, great, give me your energy. I'm gonna harness that and I'm gonna alchemize
yeah,
it into
period.
something more and positive.
Yeah. That's it. Like I don't get it. I don't know. It's like they don't know the basic rules of life. Like, this isn't even like spiritual woo anymore. This is like basic
Yeah,
energy. Like you're gonna come with me with your hate. Cool. I'm gonna fuel it and I'm gonna use it for my desires. I'm gonna use it for my power. Thanks. Bye.
I
Yeah. Like if you and that's the thing. The funny thing about haters is like they think that they're tearing you down. Actually, no. You're making me smarter. You're making me learn lessons that I needed to learn. If I had just gotten all love, 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 and nobody really taught me anything, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I'll tell you that much.
yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
literally, though I'm not a fan of Ellen DeGeneres anymore, one of her quotes was haters are my motivators. And I was like, I
Yes.
thought that I was like, haters are my motivators.
True. Haters are the motivators. That's it. There's nothing else to it. And the quickest way to ascend is through pain, unfortunately,
Yeah,
in
unfortunately.
this
I've been
lifetime.
through a lot of pain, so I'm like, all right, I've ascended.
Yeah.
I am at another level right now.
It's just the easiest way. It's the easiest and quickest way here. Is just pain and then you're like, "Oh, you're stripped so thin and you hit rock bottom that like literally the only place you can go is up." So you're like, "All right, I'll go
Exactly.
up."
Exactly. I'm like, I've already
My
hit
phone
rock
is like
bottom.
dying. Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's do the last card.
All right, let's do the last card and then we'll close off. I still need to charge it because I want to do like a little sound bowl meditation when we close off to shake off those energies.
Mhm.
But I'll try to do this quickly. 126.
Oh, my allergies are acting up. I always get the witch's itch when
Yes.
starts hurt. My nose starts itching and my little spidey senses.
Well, this is maybe it wants you to, you know what? It's like heightened senses. It wants you to hear this card. Take
Whoa.
note of this. So it says, use your intuition, practice discernment, see through illusions and blockages. They're not blockages. About the moon is strongly associated with the divine feminine and the energy of receiving. If the sun is God, the moon is goddess. And
Mhm.
so she offers a powerful energy of polarity and balance, a cyclical energy, and is therefore strongly connected to emotions, which often come and go in waves, and to somewhat interesting behavior. So when the moon appears in a reading, you are often being told that not everything is as it seems. The moon has a dark side, just dark, not negative, and can show you what you've been kept in the dark about. Extended message. Lunar energies are surrounding your life, allowing you to understand what is standing in your way. Not everything is as it seems, and you're being guided to use your discernment. When the moon appears, intuitive or psychic urges are increased, so take note of any feelings arising at this time. They are messages from your soul and angels. The moon shines her light on all that has been kept in the dark, so ask yourself if you are avoiding anything or refusing to deal with something of importance. If so, it could be holding you in the shadows when your destiny is to be in the light. If this card appears when you feel someone isn't being completely real with you, know that their intentions will be revealed to you. The moon has no secrets, she reveals all.
I love that.
Wow, that was great. That was just that was the best confirmation card.
Discernment, 100%. Yeah.
Yep.
And look past the illusions. Like,
And
yeah.
also like commit because you know what you're saying and the truth that you're shedding on people and getting rid of their stuck mentality is going to illuminate in them their secrets, their hidden beliefs.
Mhm.
And although that's uncomfortable, that's needed, and you're needed in the world, and that's what that's tying all this up is like, you're the great teacher, you got this. The intuitive messages that you're getting, those downloads, they need to be brought forth. They need to start being said in your true voice, like I explained earlier.
Mhm.
Stop being scared of sounding delusional. Stop being scared of catering just to like the masses. Like really try to niche it, narrow it down. Go into the light, like I said earlier. Shine in the light. Don't go where the dark spaces are. They
Right.
don't want to know about it. They don't care. So
Right.
you force them to come. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna shine so bright, you'll have no choice but to listen to me anyway.
Mhm.
And
Exactly.
that's what I'm getting at. That's what the moon is all about. I mean, she shows, and there's many phases towards her, um, to get to that fullness. So it starts in darkness, but little by little, each step you take, you will enter into your light. You will find your light community. I really feel it.
I
Yeah,
definitely
you're gonna find it soon.
I'm
You
excited.
will.
Okay, we're down to 10 minutes, so let's do.
All right, so we're gonna end off with a little sound bowl. And we're gonna do Sun Moon, which is so weird because Moon is the last card. Sun Moon is a meditation I came up with
Love
myself.
that. Love that.
So Sun Moon is basically you're gonna do the sun and you're gonna imagine that your chest is opening up and you're gonna breathe in and smile. And then for the moon, you're gonna breathe out and put your hands over your head like this and curl in and feel the safety of your own body. And send that loving breath into your chest. And then again, out the sun. Breathing in that positive energy. And then exhaling any negative energies that are no longer serving us. We're going to do that for 5 more rounds as I play the sound bowl and just get into your body. Feel that stretch. You can stretch as far as you can. Really feel it. Yeah, yawn if you have to. That's good. That's really good.
Can't hear your sound. I can't hear the sound bowl. I don't know if
Really?
ah, I can't hear it at all.
It's like so loud. Can you
Really?
hold on? Let me do it slower then. Wait. Can you hear that?
Mm-mm. That's so crazy.
You can't hear it at all.
Wow, it's not transferring on the audio. That's so nuts.
It's just too high of a frequency. This is the gratitude bowl.
Wow.
Aw.
Wow, that's so
This
nuts.
is That's really weird. I was playing a meditation in the background on my screen here, but I thought it'd be nice to have a little sound bowl,
I
but
know. That's so
it's not
interesting. Not
transferring.
hear it at all.
I
Wow.
wonder if when you edit it, if the sound will come up, but I doubt it if you can't hear it now. Do
That's
you
so
hear like anything like even this? Wait, hold on.
I
Do you
heard
hear
that.
this?
Yeah, like a little bit, yeah.
A little. It's like so loud here. You didn't hear that.
Mm.
That was louder. The frequency was higher.
Oh my
You're
God.
not hearing this at all?
No, it sounds like a little bit like when you hit it, but not really, and then you can't hear anything.
Uh, okay.
That's so nuts.
That's okay. We don't need it. It's okay. We can do this. We can do it without it. Um, I mean, I think you did like 5. Did you do 5 sun and moons?
I think I did I think I did like 4.
4? Okay, we can just do one extended one. So just breathing in that last bit of feeling the sun kissing your face and then hiding away and protecting yourself, harnessing your own energy. You can even stay here for a little moment. And when you feel ready, just come, stretch it out, stretch however you feel is necessary. Oh, wow. I'm gonna plug my phone in before this dies. But how do you feel? How was that for you?
It was great. It was I it was it sometimes it's like, oh, sometimes you when you get this stuff, you're just like, yeah, I already knew that. And then you're
Yeah.
like, so are you really telling me anything? And it's like, no, that intuitive that I'm in tune with myself and my guides that
Yes,
and then
especially you.
you ask for confirmation and then we send you confirmation and you're like, oh, I'm still not sure. But I mean, yeah, it's like the same thing I already knew. And it's like, right, you know it. So stop telling
Yeah.
me. Even
When I was first into tarot and I was getting my own readings done, I was really young. This is just falling out. I'll just hold it. I remember feeling that same way too. I was like, what? Like, I already know this, but I didn't know it. Like, I didn't, it wasn't a knowing in my body. It was just like an
right,
intellectual knowing. And therapists talk about this all the time as well. It's like, they'll be like, you know what to do, but you're not doing it because you're intellectualizing it. You're not actually feeling your feelings. You're just noticing them. So there's a big difference between feeling your feelings and then just like being aware of them. Awareness isn't enough, unfortunately, especially in this earthly plane. Our body wants to be a part of it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell everybody where to find you?
Yes. So you can find me on Instagram at Sweet Soul Readings. And I also have a website. It's just www.sweetsoulreadings.com. And my name is Natalie, and I hope to see you guys there. It's an up and coming small business. So I'm really excited to be here. And I'm still starstruck that I like just read Alex Serves Tea, like the one and only Alex. I was like, is this really happening? Is this real life?
Oh my God, I love that you reached out. You were just like, hi, can I do a reading on you? And I'm like, yeah.
I
And you're
thought you
like,
were
oh
gonna
my
be
God,
like,
really?
no, that's so weird. Or like, yeah, because some influencers are not about it. They're just like, no, no, no. And I'm like,
Well,
but this
most
is content.
influencers don't even read their DMs. They just don't talk to their people. They're just like they create a very much
Oh
of
my
a wall and
gosh.
separation. And I'm just like, no, I want to talk to my people. Like they actually
Missing
like
opportunities.
I'm like, they actually like me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk
Yeah,
to people. They're just as crazy as I am, for sure.
exactly.
So I'm
Thank
so
you so much for
happy.
like entrusting me and like letting me read you. Like I know it's a vulnerable thing and it's like it's, it's a past life reading. Like they can you can touch subjects of like ancestral patterns and family, and I know that that's not an easy thing to talk about like publicly, but I love how open you are, and if more people were like you, we would be ascending much faster.
I agree. More people need to be like me.
Yeah. I
Thank
agree
you
too.
so much, Natalie. This was awesome. I'm so glad. And it was definitely a lot of confirmation of everything that I was already thinking. So I can't wait to post this and have everybody find you. If you guys go get a reading with Natalie, tell her that you found her through me.
Yes, yes.
Let
Say
her know.
you are from Alex Serves Tea. Like, let me know. DM me. I'll know because I don't know you. Like, I'm
Right,
reading a lot
right,
of
right.
mismatch.
New
So
person.
if it's like a random, I'm like, and I've never heard your name before, I'm gonna know you came from Alex. But it'd be
Yeah.
nice to also let me know. Also, I don't just do past life readings, by the way, just so that people are not like I also do general readings, love and relationships. I'd love to give you another reading, Alex, if you are down in the future.
Oh my
Um,
God, we should definitely do a love and relationships reading for sure. I
I
need
think
that.
so too. Yeah, I think so too. And I'll use like my other deck for that because that one speaks loudly to love and relationships.
I need
Um,
that for sure.
there's also your energy code reading. It's like all about who you are, your identity in this lifetime, and what you're meant to fulfill. Um, but you already know that. You're already doing it.
I love that. But yeah, if anybody wants to get any of those readings, check out her site and hit her up. But thank you so much, Natalie. This was great.
Thank you. I hope to talk to you again. You were such a delight.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Yes. Bye.